Yeah, we got a bit busy here. Let's start. I'll make a special video just for you. I don't do this for anyone else. Take a photo, uncheck all the boxes that are here. Click apply. So we have a specific photo that we'll prepare for photo engraving, just for you. I'll film this video, I don't do it for anyone else. We must set the photo with a fixed DPI. This is so that resizing doesn't affect the photo quality at all. Next, whether to convert to gray is up to you. As they say, it's not fundamentally important. I always apply a blur, click apply too, and we get this result where we'll only engrave the black pixels, skipping the white ones. So the logic here is simple. We link the photo to the marker that marks the glossy black color. So we have the pink marker specifically. And the parameters are also saved here. And basically from the gray, we're starting from, the pixelation is happening, meaning it's scanning by the gray box. Right. Next. That. We don't go into the parameter, don't touch it. Power map. And in extended, we adjust the setting. No more grays below 150. That's it. Now we need to set the white background color. Select a square. Make the square the same size as our fire. Set the hatching the same as we do for cleaning. Marker number 3. The angle doesn't matter at all. The fill method is bidirectional, intermittent, without calculation, right? Without auto rotation. Click OK, apply. We also link the contour right here. I'll set the power a little bit lower. Well, somewhere around, probably 28%. That'll be more than enough. Move the background to the center. And here we set it as the top layer. Move to top. So basically, we now have the photo and the background. Select this layout from right to left, press F1, and move on to marking it. Okay, sure. Basically, we must set the focal distance. An exhaust is definitely needed here. I'll move it a bit further away so the marking process itself is visible. Photo engraving takes a long time. This kind of photo engraving will take, about, let's say, 10 minutes or so. Right, and then we press F2 accordingly. The first thing we do is the surface matting. In this case, one pass would have been enough, but we'll have 2 passes using the crosshatch checkbox. Now, if, say, this matting is streaky or some lines appear, then you either increase the line spacing or decrease it. Well, it's usually better to do about 0.4 or 0.45. You could lower the power, for instance. Overall, we've got a good matte color now. Almost no streaks, nothing. And basically, the photo engraving will be done over it. A rich, glossy black color is set up the same way, effectively, to get a saturated, dense result. Because surface level photo engraving can oxidize and, let's say, wear off the metal surface. This is why customers might complain later that, for example, let's say the photo engraving peeled off, or rusted, or just disappeared. Well, since we're doing the matting first, plus using a good, rich black color, we should, in theory, get a deep color. This, by the way, is one of the photo engraving examples from the tutorial. So, again, I'm recording this for you just to give you some understanding for the JPT-30LP machine with an f300 OpEx lens in a 200 by 200 work area. Now, if you can see on the matted surface, there are these, let's say light little cubes or a grid pattern. So in this case, of course, it's better to lower the power specifically for the hatching or, say, increase the spot size. Right now, the hatching size itself is 0.04, so I would change it to, say, 0.045 or 0.043. And I would also lower the power a little bit more. We're at 28% power now, so I'd set it to around, say, 26% just to get that velvety surface. Again, I'll mention some of the nuances as we go. For instance, in this case, the photo will be, well, quite dark, you see? So what do you need to do to make it a little bit lighter? So we can again set the extended blur not to 150, I mean not the blur, but not mark gray below, say 150, but set it a bit higher, like around 180 or 200. That's one of the options. And another option is to lower the DPI. So our DPI is set to 1200 by 1200, so on the X and Y axes. So we could set it to say 1000 or 900, but then again, it's a question of the photo quality we want to achieve. So the more we lower the DPI, the worse the engraving quality will be. Damn. Man, so much for recording a video. While engraving on tags or other items, whatever you do, do not press escape. I was just typing, messaging someone at the same time, and I hit escape and the engraving stopped. Now I'm making a separate, sped up version off camera. Basically, my bad. So when working in EzCAD on a license, never press escape. It doesn't matter if you're in Google or some other editor. Man, what a screw up! So let's look at the depth of quality. The execution of this photo has its own nuances. But again, we're now looking at the most zoomed in format at an angle where you could see the flaws. The flaws are visible specifically as a purple tint. So what's the downside of this photo? The first downside, probably, the main thing is that the photo was still marked in a dynamic format. That is, it was a dynamic engraving. And here, accordingly, some pixels were pulsed with dynamic power. And as a result, tones of blue or purple appeared. Plus, the detail if you look closely in person, so to speak. Now, let me focus. I mean, overall, the detail on it is very good. If you look at it right, it looks very high quality. No questions arise here. Anyway, what's this all about? Because now we're making some more changes. We'll do another engraving with adjustments for this photo. I'll show you what the differences are and how to adjust it so there are no purple tints or color shifts like that. In the photo itself we go in, so select the photo, go to extended, select do not mark gray below, but let's set it to say 200. With the same parameters, with the same results. And we can lower the DPI to say 1000. By the way, the time spent on the photo was 13 minutes. Basically an acceptable value for such, let's say, high quality engravings. The next engraving will go a bit faster because we reduced the density. Lower, that is, by excluding gray below 200. And where our pixels overlapped, where let's say a pixel hit where both black and white dots landed, there was a certain shade of gray, so to speak. Now it'll be skipped, it won't be marked. Let's start the second engraving and look at the result. and actually about the final result. So here they are, the two engravings. They differ greatly from each other in execution quality, speed, and time. So this engraving, because we lowered the DPI, plus we lowered it here again, a bit lower, the speed was 9 minutes 13. Roughly speaking, 1.5 times more. But if you look visually, at different angles, different tilts, then this engraving made the camera, as I see it with my own eyes, it looks with a deeper, let's say, relief, meaning. These hands, all the shades are fully here. See, it looks more pleasant. The same face, the transition here. Along the same cheekbones, the eyes, even the forehead. Everything's just perfect. All the transitions are very clearly visible. Yes, it's a bit dark. So this issue is basically solvable, not through DPI density, not by marking gray below something. We can basically brighten the photo itself, then the dithering will look a bit different here. But the depth will remain because of that. This photo, though, turned out fast, quick. Basically, people are fine with this option too. It can be used, so overall, I've shown the variations. This layout, unfortunately, I didn't save it for this video in any way. I only saved it for the customer of this machine. JPT 30LP on an f300 lens, OPEX 200 by 200. So use it and enjoy. I've already shown and explained all the parameters.